You know, after the age of 50, our bodies start to change, quietly, almost unnoticed. I've met hundreds of patients in this age group, people who used to be healthy and active. But one day they tell me, "Doctor, I don't understand why I feel so tired lately, even though my diet hasn't changed." And I always ask them a very simple question: what do you drink every day? Most of them reply, "I just drink plain water. It's the healthiest, right?" But the truth is, plain water alone isn't enough. After 50, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing and using minerals. Every cell, blood vessel, and the heart itself depends on those tiny minerals to function smoothly. When they're missing, circulation slows down, energy drops, and for men, vitality and confidence gradually fade away. I want you to picture this. Your body is like a garden. If you only water it but never feed it nutrients, the soil becomes dry and the plants grow weak. But if you add just a bit of minerals, magnesium, zinc, potassium, that same garden comes back to life. The human body works the same way, so each day try adding a little natural mineral support to your water, like a pinch of sea mineral salt, trace mineral water, or mineral-rich foods. It's a simple yet powerful way to awaken the energy that's been lying dormant inside you. Have you ever felt like life is slowing down a bit? Maybe it's time to start nourishing the very water within your own body. You know, after years of working with patients over 50, I've noticed something really interesting. So many people are afraid of salt. They've heard somewhere that salt is bad for your heart, or that eating salty food causes high blood pressure. So they cut salt out completely. But I want you to pause for a second and listen carefully. Not all salt is the same. One of my patients, Mr. William, 67 years old, once came to see me and said, "Doctor, I eat really bland food now, but I still feel tired, dizzy, and weak." When I asked how much water he drank, he laughed and said, "Oh, I drink a lot, all day long." What he didn't realize was that water can't stay in the body without minerals, especially natural salt. Think of it this way: your body is like a house built from billions of tiny bricks. Your cells. Water seeps into every brick to nourish, cool, and sustain life. But without the cement, the minerals found in natural salt, the water just passes through. Cells dry out, circulation slows, and you feel tired and drained of energy. The refined table salt most of us use has been stripped of nearly all its natural minerals, leaving only pure sodium chloride. That's the kind of salt that can harm your heart when consumed in excess. But natural sea salt or Himalayan pink salt is completely different. They contain over 80 trace minerals, magnesium, potassium, calcium, zinc, all of which help your cells retain water, improve circulation, and boost energy. I often tell my patients, don't fear salt, just choose the right kind. Just a tiny pinch of pink or sea salt in your morning glass of water can make a difference. Your body absorbs water better, your skin feels softer, and your mind becomes clearer. Remember, after 50, the goal isn't to drink more water, it's to retain it better. And sometimes, the secret is surprisingly simple: just a little salt, the right salt, used the right way. Have you ever felt like you drink plenty of water, but still have dry lips, dull skin, or constant fatigue? Maybe your body isn't thirsty for water, it's thirsty for salt, the pure, natural kind that's been nourishing life from the oceans for millions of years. Maybe it's time to give your body a little breath of the sea every morning. I still remember it clearly, one crisp autumn morning, not too long ago. One of my patients, Mr. David, 62 years old, sat across from me, looking confused. He said, "Doctor, I keep forgetting things lately. I walk out of a room and can't remember what I was about to do. My wife says I'm probably starting to lose my mind." I smiled and told him, "No, Mr. David, sometimes your memory doesn't disappear. It just runs out of fuel." What most people don't realize is that the brain uses over 20% of the body's blood and oxygen. And for that blood to flow smoothly, the brain's nerve cells need essential minerals like magnesium, potassium, and zinc. These minerals are like silent workers, keeping nerve signals strong, fast, and accurate. When your body lacks them, those electrical connections in the brain weaken. You start to forget things, lose focus, or feel foggy and heavy-headed. What's fascinating is that after just a few weeks of proper mineral support, many of my patients notice a real difference. One man told me, "Doctor, I don't know if it's just in my head, but after 3 weeks, my mind feels sharper." I remember little things I used to always forget. I smiled and said, "It's not in your head. That's the real power of minerals." I want you to imagine your brain as a city full of lights. Every neuron is a small bulb, and minerals are the electricity that keeps them shining. When the current weakens, the lights dim, but with enough magnesium to relax blood vessels, enough potassium to balance electrolytes, and enough zinc to support nerve signaling, that city lights up again. Many people believe memory loss is just a normal part of aging, but in truth, it's not always age. It's often the quiet cry of a brain that's starving for nutrients. That's why I always tell my patients, don't just nourish your body, nourish your mind. A small dose of the right minerals each day, whether in your morning glass of water or through a colourful, nutrient-rich meal, is a simple gift you can give to your brain. And who knows, just a few weeks from now, you might find yourself smiling and saying, "My mind feels clearer, and I feel young again." I often call magnesium the silent hero of the body, a humble mineral, yet absolutely essential. Most people think magnesium just helps them sleep better, but its influence runs much deeper. It impacts the heart, the brain, the muscles, even male vitality. And all of it connects to one simple thing: relaxation. I remember one of my patients, Mr. Thomas, 59 years old. He came in looking exhausted, complaining of muscle tightness, restless sleep, and that he had lost interest in intimacy. After some tests, I discovered his body was severely deficient in magnesium, so I suggested something simple. Each morning, mix half a teaspoon of magnesium citrate into a glass of water. 3 weeks later, he came back looking like a different person. He said, "Doctor, I don't know what happened, but I feel lighter. My body feels calm, my heartbeat steady, and honestly, I feel a few years younger." I just smiled because I knew. That's the real power of magnesium. You see, magnesium works quietly, like a key that unlocks circulation throughout the entire body. It relaxes the smooth muscles of your blood vessels, allowing blood to flow freely and warmly, nourishing the heart, the brain, and even the reproductive system. When your blood flows well, your body doesn't just feel stronger, it feels peaceful. Think of your body like a guitar. When the strings are too tight, the sound becomes harsh and tense. Magnesium is the gentle hand that loosens those strings, bringing harmony, calm, and balance. Your heart beats steadier, your breathing deepens, your mind quiets. Science has shown that magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, most of which help us relax from the heartbeat and muscle movement to nerve function. That's why I always tell my patients, when your body is low on magnesium, you can feel it everywhere, in your muscles, in your thoughts, even in your breath. And the best part? You don't need a doctor's visit to begin. Just dissolve 1/2 teaspoon of magnesium citrate or glycinate in your morning water. Sip slowly, breathe deeply, and feel your body start to unwind little by little. Magnesium doesn't shout for attention. It doesn't make grand promises. But if you give your body a chance, you'll realize something profound. Sometimes the secret to feeling young again isn't a miracle drug. It's a simple mineral that helps your heart, body, and soul finally relax. I want you to imagine this. The blood vessels in your body are like thousands of tiny roads, carrying energy everywhere, from your heart to your brain, from your feet to every single cell. But over time, those roads start to narrow, stiffen, and quietly inflame. That's why so many people over 50 often feel cold hands and feet, a weak heartbeat, or dizziness when they stand up too quickly. The issue isn't always about how much blood you have. It's often about the quality of your blood vessels. And you can start improving that with one simple morning habit. I often tell my patients, if you're already adding minerals to your water, try adding a slice of fresh lemon or a few drops of organic apple cider vinegar. It sounds simple, but the effect can be remarkable. The gentle natural acids in lemon and apple cider vinegar act like activators, helping your body absorb minerals, especially magnesium, zinc, and potassium, more effectively. It's like unlocking the cell doors so nutrients can flow in and nourish your body from within. I remember one patient, Mrs. Linda, 64 years old, who struggled with mild vascular inflammation. She told me her hands were always cold and numb. I suggested this simple routine. Each morning, drink a warm glass of water with half a teaspoon of magnesium glycinate and a few drops of apple cider vinegar. After about a month, she came back, shook my hand, and said, "Doctor, my hands are warm again, and my mind feels so much clearer." That wasn't magic. It was natural science. The mild acids in lemon and apple cider vinegar help neutralize free radicals, reduce vascular inflammation, and support the elasticity of your blood vessels. When your vessels stay flexible, blood flows easily, your heart works less, and your mind feels sharper. So don't underestimate that morning glass of water. Just a slice of lemon or a few drops of apple cider vinegar can give your blood vessels a chance to breathe, to stay open, flexible, and alive. After 50, health doesn't have to be complicated. It's the sum of small, consistent habits, practiced every day. And sometimes, the secret to youthful, inflammation-free blood flow is right there in the simplest glass of water you hold in your hands. I often tell my patients this: if magnesium is the mineral that helps you relax, then potassium is the one that keeps your entire body in rhythm. It's like a silent conductor orchestrating harmony between your heart, your blood vessels, and every tiny cell inside you. After 50, many people begin struggling with blood pressure, sometimes high, sometimes low, often unpredictable. Most think it's just because of a weak heart or stress, but in reality, a big part of the problem lies in the imbalance between sodium and potassium. Sodium, from salt, helps the body retain water, but without enough potassium to balance it, you can end up with fluid retention, fatigue, and even elevated blood pressure. Potassium is the natural counterbalance. It neutralizes sodium's effects, keeps your blood pressure steady, and helps your heartbeat stay strong and even. I remember one patient, Mr. Richard, 68 years old. He told me that just climbing a few stairs made his heart pound like it was about to leap out of his chest. When I asked about his diet, he said, "I hardly eat vegetables, mostly meat and bread." So I advised him to add a small dose of potassium each day, just half a teaspoon of an electrolyte mix containing potassium in his water, after workouts or heavy sweating. A few weeks later, he came back smiling and said, "Doctor, I can walk for 20 minutes straight now without getting tired." That's exactly what I want you to understand. Sodium and potassium are a perfect pair, two sides of the same coin. You can't simply cut out salt, and you can't only add potassium. They need each other to maintain electrolyte balance, that subtle vital energy your body depends on to function smoothly. If you don't eat many fruits or vegetables, let potassium in electrolyte form help fill that gap. And if you already eat a diet rich in greens, Remember, sweating, especially during exercise or outdoor work, causes you to lose more potassium than you might think. Once you start to truly understand how your body works, you'll realize real health doesn't come from big, drastic changes. It comes from the subtle balance in small daily choices. A pinch of pink salt, a slice of lemon, and a little potassium together, they help your heart beat lighter and your life flow stronger. If magnesium helps you relax and potassium keeps your body in rhythm, then zinc is the foundation of male vitality and strength. I often joke with my older students, you can eat well, sleep great, and still feel like you're not yourself if you're low on zinc. Zinc is the golden key that helps your body naturally produce testosterone, the hormone that drives energy, muscle mass, and male performance. After age 50, testosterone levels begin to decline, making men feel tired, unfocused, and less motivated. Muscles shrink, energy drops, and desire fades. But here's what most people don't realize. Even a slight zinc deficiency can dramatically slow down testosterone production. I once met a patient named Simon, 62 years old, used to be very active. He told me that lately, after just a few hours of work, he felt drained and sluggish. A blood test showed his zinc levels were below average. After taking liquid zinc drops daily for 3 months, just 5 to 10 drops in water each morning, he came back glowing. Doctor, I feel 10 years younger. My stamina and mood are totally different. What I love about liquid zinc is how quickly it's absorbed and how gentle it is on the stomach, perfect for older adults or anyone with sensitive digestion. It goes straight into the bloodstream, helping restore optimal zinc levels fast and reactivating dozens of biological processes from cell regeneration and immune defense to maintaining muscle and vitality. Beyond its role in hormones, zinc is also the shield of your immune system. It helps white blood cells work more effectively, shortens recovery time when you're sick, and protects your body from inflammation and infection. You might not notice it, but when wounds heal slowly, hair starts thinning, or skin looks dull, that's your body's way of saying it's thirsty for zinc. Remember this: a strong body, a sharp mind, and lasting masculinity all start with balanced micronutrients. Just a few drops of zinc each day can help maintain testosterone, boost immunity, and keep your mind and energy strong, whether you're 60, 70, or beyond. After talking about the role of zinc in vitality and immunity, I want to mention another essential mineral, iron. If we compare the human body to a continuously running machine, iron is the driver that delivers oxygen throughout the system, fueling every cell with energy. Many of my patients over 50 come to me complaining of fatigue, dizziness, pale skin, or shortness of breath, even though they eat well. When we run blood tests, most of them show mild to moderate iron deficiency. The reason is simple. As we age, our ability to absorb iron decreases, while our body's need for oxygen remains high, especially for those who exercise regularly, work outdoors, or are recovering from illness. Iron is the core component of hemoglobin, the molecule that binds and transports oxygen from the lungs to every cell in the body. When iron levels are low, your body can't produce enough hemoglobin, forcing the heart to work harder to pump blood. That's why you might feel easily tired, notice a racing heartbeat, or experience shortness of breath even after light activity like walking a short distance. I usually recommend patients start by getting more iron from natural foods before considering supplements such as lean beef, chicken liver, tuna, spinach, and pumpkin. These foods provide a form of iron that's easier for the body to absorb, and when combined with vitamin C from lemon, orange, or apple cider vinegar, iron absorption becomes even more efficient. However, if you have iron deficiency anemia or age-related absorption issues, liquid iron is often the best choice. It's absorbed faster than tablets, gentler on the stomach, and far less likely to cause constipation, a common issue in older adults. I usually suggest a small daily dose taken in the morning on an empty stomach for best results. But remember, iron isn't a mineral to take casually. Too much iron can build up in the liver and heart, causing cellular damage. That's why you should always check your iron or ferritin levels through a blood test and supplement only under medical guidance. Balance is the key to good health. A body with enough iron feels energized, alert, and naturally radiant. And sometimes simply restoring your iron levels can make all the difference, bringing back that quiet, steady vitality you once had in your 20s. And then something amazing began to happen. After just 3 weeks of adding minerals to their morning water, many of my patients came back with bright smiles. They said, "Doctor, I feel like a completely different person. My body feels lighter, my mind is clearer, and I wake up refreshed instead of tired." I'll never forget one man, 62 years old, who used to be so exhausted he didn't even want to get out of bed. Now he wakes up early, takes morning walks, chats with neighbours, his eyes full of life and energy. These changes didn't come from expensive supplements or miracle pills. They came from caring for the body in the most natural way, starting with a simple glass of water each day. When your body has enough magnesium, potassium, zinc, and natural minerals, you'll feel the difference. More energy and stamina, a sharper, calmer mind and deeper sleep, stable blood pressure and smoother circulation, renewed vitality and inner strength. After 50, plain water is no longer enough. Your body needs a little more, a pinch of sea salt, a bit of magnesium, a few drops of fresh lemon, maybe some potassium and zinc, so every sip doesn't just keep you alive, but truly nourishes your life from within. Let every drop of water you drink become a source of energy, helping you stay healthy, clear-minded, and full of vitality every single day. Because health isn't just the absence of illness, it's the joy of waking up, smiling, and feeling fully alive.